Hi. Yeah, I trust you are doing well. All right. It's been a while on this channel, and I was trying to put in some one or two, to get back to you. So in this video, what I want to capture here is um, the software engineering roadmap. Okay, software engineering roadmap. It's actually some tricks that I want to I want to show you in as a software engineer. Okay, in every space of life, in every aspect of life, in everything that we do, there are some little hacks that comes with them that if you're able to master those hacks, the the given tasks become so simplified for you. Okay, and as a computer scientist, that is what I've identified. Okay, in specifically in software engineering, and I think it would be this would be the right time for me to demystify that with you, so that at least it will also help you in your engineering journey. Okay, so in most cases, when we are faced with challenges, all right, when we're faced with challenges, be it a client walking to you to present his or her problem, or you trying to come up with a certain problem to solve for the community or something, we tend to, either go straight to the development stage. Okay, we want to just start writing the codes and other things, or better still, some people too will try to, put down some one or two write-ups, then go and write it, start writing the codes. That is not the best. That is not the best. Okay, so in in putting up a code, I call it putting up a timeless code that you write that has longer, the longevity rate is so high. All right, you need to follow a systematic principle that has been outlined in the software engineering processes. Else, you write a code and you find that when a code starts being used, okay, when you deploy the system, you realize on one or two issues here and there, because you have to keep it in mind that you are not the user of the system that you are going to develop. Okay, if it's a social application, that is fine. In one way or the other, you become a user of it. But if you are writing a certain code or a system to be used by a third party, all right, somebody other than you, then you have to make sure that you have the person's, you know, requirements or a person's contributions as part of the system. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to outline 8 steps that as a software engineer you need to follow, or a developer you need to at least adhere to before you start development. Okay, yes, sometimes you are experienced. Yeah, you are very experienced. I've been in the industry for like 5, 10 years, and I don't need to, go through the same processes. But mind you, the systems that you develop from A, B, C, the experience that you build will augment your speed in delivery. That is it. Your experience that you've built over a period of time is just going to augment the speed of which you're going to deliver, because you have probably several models that you've developed somewhere, okay, that you are just going to employ in the code processes. But the requirement changes. The dynamic nature of human beings and industry practice keeps changing, it evolves. So the requirement that you use in your system 5 years ago or 2 years ago or even a year ago might have changed in this current one that you are doing. So at every point in time, you need to adhere to these 8 steps, no matter your level of programming, or your level of being an engineer or what. Okay, and this is going to help you. I have 10 years experience in this game, in this software engineering development game. All right, so I know what I'm talking about, and I know how effective it is. That is going to help you. All right, so the first point is to identify the use case. So in this point, it's either the your client is going to outline the kind of issue that he wants you to solve for him. If you are dealing with structured institutions here, they will come with their own RFP. So if you read the RFP document, you realize that okay, they need this, they need that, they need that, they need that. Then your system has to be aligned with such requirement that they said they want. Do you get it? in that case, it makes the work very easier for you because they know what they want and they've presented it to you as such. So you just have to go to step 2 and just move on like that. In the other informal side too, where you meet a client, the client has no IT background or no IT but doesn't know how to even go by developing the system or what. In that instance, you have to now probe further to understand the use case, the question, the problem, to understand the problem well from the client. The client define a problem well to at least give you a certain fair idea of how the problem nature is before you proceed to the next stage. Having understood the whole problem structure, okay, then you move to step 2. So step 2 is the requirement gathering. The requirement gathering. Yes. So requirement at this stage, you have to go to the field. Okay, go to the field. If the RFP have been given or not, you have to go to the field. Observe the process flow, the workflow in the field. Do 1 or 2 interview, okay, in the field to appreciate the problem more. It could be that yes, the problem that has been given to you might differ from how things are going down there. Okay, so it's best for you to go down there and observe the field. All right. If not from the company, the source where the use case is coming from, you can go to similar field which does the same thing to at least appreciate it from different angle. All right. It could be that even the concept or the demand that your client wants you to follow is being practiced a smarter way from a certain jurisdiction. All right. So you can add that one to augment it in your analysis and probably represent it to your client. It will at least give you a certain good stand before him. All right. Do you get it? Yeah. So you have to go down there to observe the process flow, how they're implementing their business rule in the company. All right. So through that one too, you'll be jotting things down. All right, you'll be jotting things down. So you'll be asking the owner a lot of questions. All right. The clients, there's some of the staff over there, just meet them, ask them the questions. Who does this? Who does that? Who does this? Who does that? Knowing all those things, okay, and this person who is in charge of this, what are the role of this person? So you do all those things down. Then now you have a fair grip of the problem that is before you. All right. Then you move to the next stage. That is the third stage. Identifying the roles, the actors in the use case. So whilst doing the information gathering and you go to the field and do your interview and observations, you realize that you at the end of the day get to know who does this, who is in charge of that, who is in charge of this, so all the who the people who are in charge of some of the activities in the use case area, all right, they forms your actors. To identify all of them, then you go to the next stage. That is the fourth stage. You define the roles of each of the actors. Okay, so if let's say you pick a POS, you are developing a point of sales application for somebody. All right, so you pick, let's say, an inventory officer in there. What does the inventory officer do? So he does A, B, C, checking stock, monitoring stock level, monitoring all these things and other things. So you list all the roles down. If you pick an admin, check, create users, monitors users, access control, and all those things, you list all of them down. The cashier does this, A, B, C. You list all the activities that the actors does in the company down. Okay. So after defining the roles, then you now pick each actor and each role. That is the fifth point. You pick each actor and each role. Then you now break down how that role is executed in the company or in the business or in the shop. So if you take stock, okay, check stock or register, check stock level as an inventory officer, check stock level. So in checking the stock levels, how does he go by it? How does he start? How does he end? All right. So you start, you first check the number of items that we have on the shelf or in the store. Then you check the quantity as they are selling it. Then all those steps there, you have to document them and write them, structure them in your pseudocode. Okay, so you structure them in a pseudocode. So once you are done with all the structures, okay, transferring all the rows into pseudocodes, you can present it to the owner. Okay, so at this stage, depending on the model, the software model and methodology model that you are using, then you present it to the owner of the person who have contracted you. Okay, the project owner or the project leader. Present it to him to reconcile whether you are on track or not. Okay, so if the note is given to you that, yeah, you are on track, then you come and transfer. You go to the number 6. You come and transfer all those pseudocode that you've written down, the workflows that you've written down. You transfer them into the design stage. Okay, so you transfer them into a UML, where you now do your use case diagram. You have the boundaries, you have the access, you have the roles in there, map them like that. Okay, then you go to the flowchart diagram where you pick each workflow, then you just identify the workflow, how the whole thing ends and starts and end. Okay, if you are doing it from the flowchart diagram, it becomes very easy. Okay, it's easier that way. So you do that one for all of them. Okay, if you like, you can also advance it to data flow diagram, then the DFD, then you also do entity relation diagram, and all those diagram form that side. It becomes very easy for you to do that. All right, then when you are done, now you can now design your database tables. All right, you can build the tables. So from then, the actor, the role. So this role, what are the attributes that you need? What are the fields that you need? What are the data that you need to collect to make sure this role is executed perfectly? So you identify all of them, creating your tables bit by bit by bit by bit. And don't forget that in database too, when you are creating your tables, your table should supposed to be normalized to the final normal form. Okay, all right. So you have to normalize your tables to make sure that there is no room for any redundancy and all those things. All right. So after doing all those things, now you've done a proper engineering process. You are done with the engineering aspect of it. Then you go to the final slide, the number 8. Go and start coding. Okay. So when you go through all these processes, the 7 processes that I've outlined here, or the 8 processes that I've outlined here, and you develop your code. Developing your code at this point shouldn't take maximum 3 weeks. You should get everything done, because you are the languages of you already know the language that you're going to use and all those things. You already know them. So going through all these things, at least you have done the engineering aspect of the whole processes. You build the blueprint, then you now give it to the developer, or if you're the developer yourself, then you now start development. Then you see how the whole thing will be, including adding security features and other things in it. That is the coding structures too. When we go to the coding side, we also demystify some of the tricks to secure your code so that you're going to write. I'll have a video on that one too for you. So my dear subscribers, okay, let me put it that way, my dear subscribers, or my dear engineers, okay, when you are faced with any challenges, do not rush in any form to code the application or something. Always make sure you involve your client. Make sure you involve your the source, who is giving you the contract, who is giving you the task. Okay, the institution that's giving you the business, okay, the work to do, or the whoever is defining the use case. You make sure you involve the person from the start through to the end. Else at the end of the day, you develop the application and its usage wouldn't be that fruitful. Okay. So these are the steps that I wanted to bring you up to that speed, then to at least to help you in your software engineering journey. Okay, so I'll end here, then I'll prepare for the other video. All right, in the next video I'll see how best I can advance this, or even pick another hack and just bring it down to you, for you to at least enjoy your journey as a software engineer and software developer. See you in my next video. All right, don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.